Mobile World Congress 2022 is underway, and TCL is showing off their prototype rollable phones, foldable phones, and sliding phones. But they have also announced two carrier-exclusive smartphones for the US. Hi, welcome to Zgadgetreview. Mobile World Congress is the biggest event that has to do with mobile devices, which is why it's called Mobile World Congress. Right now, we have TCL. TCL is a company that is best known for TVs, but they've also been working in the smartphone area for a couple of years now. They have also been talking a lot about sliding phones, rollable phones, and foldable phones. I've made a plethora of videos on their plans and the things that they have talked about that they want to do with foldable screens, or I guess we could call them malleable screens, flexible screens, OLED screens that you can shape in different ways. Lucky for us, they're showing off some of these prototypes at Mobile World Congress to places like Engadget and CNET. So most of the images you'll be seeing coming up in the video belong to those publications. So let's start with TCL's 360-degree Ultra Flex, or for short, just Ultra Flex. This device looks more like a Galaxy Z Fold phone, and because of the type of accordion back that it has, I will say closer to a Royal Flex Pi. As you can see on this video, you have the little accordion type plastic in the back of the device, which allows it, of course, to hide the components and also give it that flexibility. If you can see there in the image, we see that the plastic in the back isn't very thick. You can see some of the mechanisms in order to make that phone fold, otherwise known as the hinge. Of course, these are prototypes, so my hope is that if these devices do make it to market, that this will be a little thicker, because that looks like it will be a little too thin, and multiple flexes will probably make that part of the phone break or crack in some way. Now, the reason why it's called a 360 is because you can completely fold the device all the way around. As we can see also, there are some gaps when the fold is happening on the phone, which is not great due to debris that can get into the device and damage the screen, as we saw with the first iteration of the Galaxy Z Fold. It looks like they're borrowing a lot from the Royal Flex Pi. The Royal Flex Pi also had the cameras on the frame part that you will be holding, as you can see here, which is kind of an issue because if you're holding the phone there the whole time, right, that means that camera lens is going to get pretty dirty from you putting your fingers over it. So every time that you will want to take a picture, you will have to make sure that you wipe that, especially, when you're using the front-facing camera. I think it's kind of a place to have it. I think the best place to have it is where Samsung has put it, which is on the top part of the device when you're looking at the phone this way, instead of having it like this. Because also the natural way of holding the phone is like this. So you always have the camera facing you versus having to turn the device around in order to make use of the camera. It just adds extra movements to the phone. As you can see that the phone in the back envisions a 3-array camera with a flash. Now, if this device actually makes it to market, TCL seems to be aiming for it to be a flagship device. And why wouldn't they? It is a foldable device after all. The screen on the device is 8 inches AMOLED with a 2480 by 1860 resolution, which means that the device is going to be a little bigger than the Galaxy Z Fold 3. As we can also see on that little gap at the bottom of the device, it looks like TCL will probably include a stylus, kinda like what Samsung is doing with the S Pen on the newest Galaxy Z Fold device. Up next, we have the Fold and Roll, and I actually did a video when that device was first announced, and this is the first time that we are actually able to see the device in person. Keep in mind that if this makes it to market, this will be the first foldable, rollable phone to make it to market. Now the phone, when it's rolled, is 6.7 inches. So when you open the device and it's foldable device is only 6.7 inches. Once a device completely unrolls the screen, it turns into an 8.8 inch device. The phone is going to have a AMOLED screen and it's going to be 2880 by 2160 once it's completely unfolded. As you can see on the images, they envision a way that you could use the device while using the bottom of the screen probably for production, and once the screen folds up, then you can use the rest of the screen as a mini laptop or mini tablet, using maybe that bottom of the screen as a keyboard, or if it includes a stylus for drawing or writing. Here we can get an idea of what the device looks like when it's folding. As you can also see, the device is going to have a screen that wraps completely around the device. And one of the things that I mentioned when I first saw that in the prototype on the video that they showed the first time around when the device was announced was about how sturdy the screen is going to have to be able to be on the outside all the time while it's in your pocket, when it's on a table, and getting all those scratches and stuff, because as we know, these screens are very, very fragile. So this still gives me a little bit of panic when I see a device like this that is going to have an AMOLED screen exposed to the elements all the time. As I said, these are prototypes, and as of right now, TCL doesn't really have a hard date of release or if they're actually going to come out to the market. Some of the information that we have gathered so far from TCL in their announcements and every time that they have talked about their foldable and rollable devices is that if they did make the foldable device a real device that came to market, it will probably be between 12 to 18 months. And this is something that they said back in September of last year. So that will make it that if the device did make it to market, will come out sometime in September of this year, or 6 months will make it, let me do some math here, October, November, December, January, February, March. So it will be probably March of 2023 if they stick to the 18-month mark. Again, these are plans by the company. It is nothing that is set on stone. Another thing that they said is that if they did put a foldable device in the market, that they would like to charge $700 less than the price of the leading foldable device in the market, that being a Samsung device. Now let's move on to probably less exciting news about what TCL announced today. TCL announced 2 budget devices that are going to be exclusive to Verizon, one, and the other one's going to be exclusive to T-Mobile. Now, as I said, these are budget devices, and based on the specs, I think the one that Verizon is getting is going to be the better choice. Verizon's going to be getting the TCL 30V, and this device is going to be available for $299. This device is 5G and it supports millimeter wave connection. While the T-Mobile device is going to be that 30XE is also going to be 5G. It will not support millimeter wave connections, and that device is only going to be $200. Both of these devices are exclusive to the carriers respectively. The V goes with Verizon, the XE goes with T-Mobile. What do you think about the prototypes from TCL? Are you hoping that TCL will actually make good on their promise and release these devices at some point, or are they just going to continue teasing us on what their capabilities could be one day? Let me know in the comment section. That's it for me. Go ahead and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. Go ahead and hit that bell so you can be alerted every time we have new videos. And thank you very much for watching.